I'm Florent Demelezi. I come from Kosovo, and currently I'm doing my PhD studies at the Hungarian University of Agriculture and Life Sciences. My research topic is to work on water balance assessment. So basically, I'm trying to work on agro-hydrological extremes and trying to define the water balance assessment at the field level using AquaCrop, which is a software of FAO. So with this software, I have separately two parts where I'm working on. It includes the field measurements and let's say the old way of data collection and trying to get the water balance using and inputting those data into AquaCrop and monitor these data using. And one goal is to reach the highest water productivity and yield productivity using the water management by using AquaCrop. And later on, we are trying to find the accessibility or the scarcity by using how we can use the excess water what is on the field and try to decline the wastewater on the field, which in some depending on what you have read. So, for example, from the agriculture point of view, the excess water can be used, can be called as a wastewater, but in the ecosystem part, the excess water is something beneficial because there are some other processes which can be supported. Another part is where what I'm using is to using Sentinel-2 images to create time series of water monitoring and about restoration rate in the field level. The main goal is trying first to reach at the regional scale, but the whole research is based on the field level, trying to assess because of AquaCrop mostly. So the main goal is to create a water balance measurement model from the combination of the in situ data and the model calibration by using AquaCrop, from which we reach a crop biomass production, and later on to improve this workflow using the remote sensing data, which I mentioned is it is from the Sentinel-2. This is my research area. What I'm collecting is the meteorological data using some data loggers. I do the field measurements, and also I measure the surface temperature and the leaf area and the canopy height, which all of these data are integrated into AquaCrop. And on the right, you can see where it is currently my research is based only in the wheat and the maize, but I'm trying to include the green peas and because of the research area and the pixel resolution, I have to measure this one. So all of this area will be modeled first into AquaCrop, and later on we are moving to a Python-based measurements. Also, this the whole research is also being compared to irrigated and unirrigated field of corn and wheat. Also, we have the same measurements same measurements into different crops. So in the image on the right, you can see the circular part is where the corn is being irrigated, and the square part down in the images is that where the corn wheat hasn't been irrigated. So the research area is based in Békés, it is in somewhere in southeast part of Hungary. And so the next steps is to collect the meteorological data from different meteorological station. Also, there is a website website and database where we create a mesh, and then we will interpolate those data and based on different interpolation techniques, and then import them into AquaCrop, and then input this data and then try to rerun these when we do the Sentinel-2 web station indices. So the web station indices, what we are going to process is at the moment is NDVI and NDWI. So these are two which are more close to the data that we can replace into AquaCrop. And also AquaCrop does provide some, so these the green canopy, the dry above ground biomass and soil water content is the data that we can actually replace we can assumedly replace using from AquaCrop. Also, AquaCrop is a model, so we are just trying to improve the AquaCrop model and trying to find. So what we based also in other researches, because this is not, let's say, a genuine research. So based on other researches with AquaCrop, we can reach really close to the reality. And then based on the first model that we have did the measurements, later on we can, by replacing the data with Sentinel, we can do it in a large scale modeling of the whole fields. And with it, AquaCrop does provide an also opportunity to see that we can withdraw some irrigation patterns and so on. With that, we can also help the farmers and try to tell them where to irrigate at what time and how many amounts, or like how many millimeters of water. So that the Sentinel processing, this is like how and where we are at the moment. So the Sentinel data processing I'm working on a Google Colab, and these are the NDVI, NDWI, and AVI, which I'm going to replace the data into AquaCrop, and the research area is in Szarvas and Mezőhegyes. Also another way to process the data is by using Snap, but because of the software possibilities and then the hardware, I think I'm using only the Colab data, the Colab Jupyter notebook to process the data later on. So this is only the first part. So currently I am at the process of calculating the vegetation indices and downloading the data. And also currently I have another year of data collection, which will take part this year. And then later on we'll have to, I'm going to be working on processing the data, modeling, and then assessment of the whole model. Besides my research, where my PhD is based, there is also another big project, which is only for the Hungarian country, for trying to forecast based on AquaCrop for irrigation possibilities and how it will go further on. Thank you.